What on earth is going on? Why is everything going down and who is benefiting from this? The official story is that this is just Trump tariffs again. So Trump trying to find a fight again with China, increasing tariffs because of some trade war regarding precious metals, regarding rare earths. But does that really explain that some altcoins are losing 20, 30, 40% in a single day? Have a look at Sui, for example. Sui crashed by more than 80% in the span of a few hours to then at least partially recover again. Where does such a crash come from? This is not retail investors suddenly panicking because of the Trump tariffs. That once they saw the Trump tariffs, they think, oh my God, Sui isn't worth as much anymore. Let's sell it massively. The same is true for XRP. It's not like half of the investors of XRP suddenly lost faith to then a few hours later buying it back again. It's the same picture across the board. The entire market saw a massive crash with a subsequent recovery. Coincidentally, I talked about exactly this kind of risk just a few hours before the crash. That's the video. Crypto crash soon. Why is everyone silent? Feel free to check out that video again. But the gist is that there's different kinds of leverage in different assets. Now it seems like over time, as the bull market progresses, people are looking for more and more risk on exposure. So in 2017, that was simply different altcoins. So that was the ICO bubble. In 2021, that was decentralized finance. So people bought newly minted stablecoins that were created out of thin air. That was inherent leverage. This time, it's the perpetual futures market. More and more trading volume is moving from the spot market to the perpetual futures market, where the trading fees are lower, but also where you can increase the leverage quite nicely. And so the reason why Sui went down much more than other cryptocurrencies during that flash crash was that there was a lot of open interest on the asset. We talked about this in every single Sui video on this channel. There was way more speculation on the perpetual futures on Sui compared to other cryptocurrencies. Just have a look at this. Across all exchanges, the open interest on Sui has crashed by 49%. The price has already recovered, but all the people that got liquidated during that crash, they have lost their money. Now, who did they lose their money to? The answer is the market makers. So really, all of this additional leverage, that is potential revenue for the market makers. And this is not just a theory, because while I cannot look into the books of Binance or of OKX or of MEXC, we can look into the books of Hyperliquid. Have a look at the Hyperliquidity provider. So this is an automated market maker for Hyperliquid. It's owned by the protocol. Anybody can deposit into that. And it has been making money consistently with liquidations and with arbitrage. And it used to be annualized at around 10% APR. But this flash crash, it made 42 million worth of profit for Hyperliquid alone. Now, I don't want to know how much profit all the other centralized exchanges made. Binance, for example, has roughly 10 times the trading volume of Hyperliquid. So today, they probably made $500 million in profit. So that's why we see movements like this. This is not necessarily completely orchestrated, but what's mechanistically going on is that the more leverage there is in the market, the fewer natural trigger points it needs to create a cascading short downward spiral. It started just with a few percent, but then somebody gets liquidated, then the next person gets liquidated, and the next person gets liquidated, and only once everybody is out, then the market can recover. A drop of 50% open interest basically means that one side has been completely wiped out. In this case, it was the long side. There are more longs than shorts most of the time. When the price crashes, then the longs lose their money when they've got just a bit of leverage. And when something is going down by 80%, then you're already out of the game with a 1.3x leverage. And most people, of course, have much more than that. And so the question now is, what happens next? And I don't have a crystal ball either, but we do know that a lot of the selling pressure from the perpetual futures market has now been realized. What could potentially happen is that the ordinary Joe, the regular retail investor, suddenly gets scared from volatility like this. Let's say you've got a lot of your money in altcoins and suddenly you watch that altcoin portfolio go down by 50, 60, 70%. Maybe you then reconsider if you really should have that much exposure long term. You might have participated from the recovery, but maybe you're thinking at that point it might make sense to take advantage of those higher prices again. There's a real chance that we're going to trickle down from here long term. I don't know if that will be the outcome, but many longer term charts indicate that this macro trend hasn't yet finished. The Bitcoin dominance is not yet at 70%. The Ethereum dominance is also far away from the historical bottom. And even Solana has more room to fall from here. Solana could be seen as the riskiest of those three major cryptocurrencies. So really, this was a risk-off event. The less risky the altcoin was, the better it performed comparatively. A gain of Bitcoin, relatively speaking, a loss of Ethereum, more of a loss for Solana, more of a loss for the altcoins. Like the market makers, like the insiders, we made nice money with this crash. And really, that's how we want to set ourselves up long-term anyways, right? We don't want to hold a broad basket of altcoins that get more and more leverage over time, that get more and more dilution over time, where the insiders sell off all the time. It's much better to be on the same side as the insiders and as the market makers. As Binance prints money, we want to print money as well. When there is a lot of volatility, we want to make money. We don't want to get shaken out of the market. Now, this relative valuation copy trading vault, the deposits for that vault, unfortunately, are already closed, but they will open again in January of next year for all the annual subscribers of premium of this channel. So if you want to make money independent of the overall macro environment, then you're more than welcome to join us. Of course, you can manually copy trade. So that's for the monthly subscribers. This is where I share all of my trades. Or if you want to be part of the next copy trading vault in January of next year, feel free to subscribe annually. But you can start off with the monthly subscription and then switch to yearly later on. You don't have to start by paying for a higher year without having any experience at all with premium. It's also nice to get feedback during times like this where most others get wrecked. This is a message I got today. Just wanted to say big thanks for all the amazing information on the premium channels. In under 1 month, I've made my yearly subscription back 2x, trading very conservatively using your tutorials. Keep up the great work, brother. There's also a money back guarantee in premium. So in case you do not like it, just message me within the first week and I'll refund you 100%, no questions asked. A link to premium pops up directly here on the screen. Just click on that. It will lead you to the website. If it's the very first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish this regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time on YouTube or see you in premium. Cheers.